Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I've got all the important details from EA Play in one spot regarding Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefield 1 in the Name of the Tzar DLC, and a new game from EA BioWare called Anthem. If you missed the live stream, I'm going to get you caught up on all the important details, starting off with Star Wars Battlefront 2. And first things first, EA dropped a new trailer for Battlefront 2 with some awesome multiplayer gameplay. I'm going to run that now. Feel free to skip past if you've already seen it.
Sector is clear. Not clear! Not clear! But we need to clear that escort. Let's give him everything we got.
Your next assignments, they are unusual.
Grab onto something.
I'm trying.
As always, EA knows how to put together a very attractive looking trailer, and I don't think anybody was wondering whether or not Star Wars Battlefront 2 was gonna look like a good game. Battlefront 1 looked like an amazing game. It did, however, lose player base rather quickly, and fans were somewhat disappointed with the depth of the game and the progression system. EA made it sort of one of their key points during the presentation to say that they acknowledged the feedback from the first title and that they have done a lot of work to basically remedy the situation. There is allegedly 3 times as much content in this game than the previous game. I don't know if that includes the single player title as part of that 3 times more or if it's just multiplayer alone, but I have heard that there's over 400 different star cards in the game and tons of player customization options. So considering that there was a very small number of star cards in the original Battlefront, this means that there's going to be a huge variety of player customization to try and tune your character or tune your class to play exactly how you want it to play. Also, the fact that it's spanning all different eras of Star Wars is pretty big news. And one of the other big key points of this presentation was that all maps, all characters, and all weapons will be completely free for anyone who buys the base game. There's going to be multiple seasons of content down the road, but they don't want to put it behind a paywall. If you play the game enough, you should be able to unlock that content. That being said, there will be a microtransaction system that allows you to unlock things faster or instantaneously, and I imagine there will also be cosmetic items tied into that. I am 100% fine with this system. I like the new model. You need to make money off of your game post-launch in some way in order to keep producing content for it, and so having a microtransaction system tied into basically progression boosts and cosmetic items seems like the best way to go, and it shouldn't split up the player base. So this is all really, really good news. As for some of the other cool details about the game, they've introduced a new battle points system, which is basically going to replace the in-game battle pickups. So rather than finding some super powerful gun or a hero lying around the battlefield, allowing just any random player to get the heroes, now you'll get battle points. And these battle points can be saved up to use a hero in the game mode, or you can use them earlier to unlock things like more powerful droids, jump jet troopers, or even vehicles like hover tanks or some of the aircraft, or rather spaceships, that you see flying around. So that's kind of a cool system. Actually, it's a really cool system. It seems much more fair than the just random spawn location of certain items. And it seems like they're going to make the game a little bit more skill and strategy based because of this. We are still seeing a pretty heavy use of the third-person camera in this gameplay here, but I have heard that first-person offers a significant advantage compared to the previous game in terms of weapon handling and recoil. So supposedly, if you want to be more accurate with your soldiers, first person is the way to go. Anyway, the Battlefront fans seem to be pretty darn excited about the completely free DLC policy. This means no more division of the player base. The battle point system seems like a really good step in the right direction, and I can't wait to get my hands on this game more and play some in the beta. Now, we also got our first gameplay of In the Name of the Tzar, showing the new Russian DLC for Battlefield 1. Here's the trailer that EA launched.
Услышишь гром и вспомнишь обо мне. Полоска неба будет твердо алой, а сердце будет, как тогда. В огне.
Certainly not a bad teaser trailer. There's some pretty exciting elements in there, including the cavalry lance, which is something that I saw even before Battlefield 1 launched, and I was thinking that they might have pulled it from the game, but now we see alternative cavalry weapons, and that is really, really exciting. Hopefully we can bring the cavalry lance into other maps, but we'll have to wait and see. It might just be exclusive to this DLC. There is also a longer double-barreled shotgun, which looks like fun, a new machine gun, some armored vehicles, and even airplanes that are totally brand new to this theater of war. The Battlefield website has 4 images of the maps that we will be seeing during this DLC. We have Lupkow Pass, we have Albion, then there's Galicia, and Brusilov Keep. There's also some images of new vehicles in the game. There's the Lea Moromets heavy bomber. No idea if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's got an enclosed cockpit, which is kind of cool. Then there's the Putilov Garford heavy armored car, which looks practically like a tank. It actually looks pretty darn cool, and we get a little glimpse of that in the trailer. And then there's also a strategical landing craft, the Y-Lighter landing craft. So that's going to be our naval vehicle. Now, in addition to the 4 maps, 2 extra maps will be dropping later. I think very much like the They Shall Not Pass DLC, with the 2 night maps coming out. I think those will be tied in to the first DLC. So we'll be getting 6 maps total for this DLC. They're calling it the biggest expansion thus far for Battlefield 1, which just means it's bigger than They Shall Not Pass. Really, the downside, of course, here is that it's not launching until September, which means it's kind of a dry spell for Battlefield 1 content between now and then. Hopefully, the 2 new night maps will hold some players over, but again, that is going to be behind the DLC paywall, so I'm hoping we can find enough servers actually playing those maps. Now, previously, I had heard rumors that DICE was working on some sort of competitive aspect for Battlefield. I don't know if this is Battlefield 1 related or an entirely new aspect of Battlefield altogether. This was mentioned during the presentation, so it is confirmed that DICE is working on something regarding competitive Battlefield, and that we're going to find out more about that in August. I'm looking forward to hearing more about what this could be. We also saw an interesting little teaser trailer for a new game called Anthem. I'll run that now, and then we can talk about the little details we know about this upcoming title.
The wall. It's our armor. It protects us from what lies beyond. But out there, you either live live with the choices you make. Or die trying to change them. The story doesn't end here. It's just the beginning.
Now, not a whole lot of information there. The best guesses I've seen around are that it's some sort of co-op multiplayer style, maybe even Destiny loot related game. Clearly there's armored suits. Clearly there's some sort of base behind a wall and giant monsters on the other side. Are we on Earth? Are we on a different planet entirely? Not yet sure. However, there's going to be an official gameplay reveal tomorrow, so you guys can tune into that. This could be another huge IP from EA. I'm kind of excited. I'm a big fan of Destiny, so if this is a Destiny style game, then that's pretty good news for me. Anyway, that wraps it up for today's coverage of EA Play. Again, more information tomorrow. I might go further depth with Star Wars Battlefront 2, or who knows, maybe that Anthem gameplay reveal will blow everybody away and I'll have to talk about that. Regardless, stay tuned to the channel. I'll be breaking everything down. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap signing off.